What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm showing you how I created this makeup look that I have on right now. I just kind of sat down to do a get ready with me. I didn't know how it was going to turn out, but I wanted to do a fall makeup look, and it's been a really long time since I filmed a video other than like an everyday makeup look, and honestly like I haven't even had a full face of makeup like this on in a very long time, so it was just fun to kind of play around with stuff. I wanted to do a look that's a little bit more wearable rather than like a super intense like really dark smoky eye. Like I wanted to do something that was festive and fun for fall but still pretty wearable. Make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up if you like the look and if you want me to do more makeup looks, because like I said, I haven't done one in a very long time. So without further ado, let's just get started with the look. Okay, so I'm starting off with just clean, moisturized skin. I don't have any primers or anything on, and I'm actually gonna go straight into my foundation just because on a regular basis, I just don't usually take the time to do a primer. And I think that the foundation I have that's gonna match me the best right now is my It CC cream. This is in the shade Light. It's been one of my favorites for a very long time now. I don't even know how many of these I have gone through. One with a brush, and I start buffing it in, and I kind of start off by doing more of like a patting motion or a stippling motion, and then once I have a nice layer, that's when I start to go in and use more of like a buffing motion to make sure that I don't have harsh lines or anything from it. Also, I don't have my studio lights set up, so I'm just filming with natural lighting right now, so that's why the lighting might change a little bit. So then I'm going to go in with some concealer. This is my Tarte Shape Tape. This is in the shade Light. I've been using this for so long now. I've also gone through a ton of these. So I just put some under my eye. This is the shade Light, and it's definitely lighter than my foundation and my face color, but it's going to help to kind of brighten everything. So I just do a little bit like that, and then I'm all finished. Just kidding. I'm going to go in with my finger, and my favorite way to blend in my under eye concealer is just by patting it in with my finger. If I have a wet beauty blender, I'll go ahead and use that, but since I don't use a beauty blender on a regular basis to blend in my foundation, I just usually don't want to go out of my way to wet it just for my under eye concealer. So I think my finger works just fine, and I actually feel like I get a little bit better coverage from it. Also, for the record, I have no clue what I'm doing with my makeup right now. I just am going to kind of see how it goes. Obviously, I want this to be a fall look, but I really don't know what's going to end up happening. So we shall see. I'm just going to set my under eye area now, and I'm just using a dry beauty blender with some loose translucent powder, just my L'Oreal one. And I'm just pressing that into my under eyes. I don't really consider this baking, but I feel like it does the best job of keeping my under eyes from creasing. So that was the L'Oreal Infallible powder. And then for the rest of my face makeup, I'm just using my Maybelline Fit Me powder. It's not my favorite, but it's what I have right now, so it's what I'm using. I've hit pan on it though, so once I finish it up, I'll probably try a different setting powder. So let me know what ones you guys like. So I just press that all over my face, and then around my eyes I just kind of do more of a sweeping motion to make sure that there's none of that white powder that's like noticeable. Okay, so I really didn't want to set up my lights, but the sun keeps going behind clouds, so shame on me for not knowing better when I sat down to film, but I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to set up my lights, and then I will be back to finish my makeup. Okay, I'm back now. I should have just set my lights up in the first place, but whatever, it's fine. So I finished my foundation, I finished my concealer and everything, so I'm going to go in with some bronzer, and I would say hands down my all-time favorite is Hoola from Benefit. This one has like barely any products left in it. I just think it's the perfect color, and it blends easily and everything. So I actually go in with a bigger fluffy brush for my bronzer. This one I think is called the e.l.f. powder brush. The name is like rubbed off of it at this point, but I like that it has a little bit of like a long flat shape rather than a round fluffy brush, because I can really use it to define my cheekbone area, but it also like blends it out, and it's not a harsh line or anything. So when I put it on, I kind of like hold the brush this way so that the long part goes into the hollows of my cheeks, and I just start going back and forth with it. And I never blend it downward, I only blend it back and forth or upward toward like the apples of my cheeks. Gonna do the same thing to the other side. Sometimes I'll turn the brush vertically like this and kind of do like circular buffing motions too. Everyday Blush is Exposed from Tarte. I know that it doesn't look that exciting in the pan, but on my cheeks I just think it's the perfect color, and it's like a very universally flattering shade, and it looks good with like any type of makeup. So I'm just gonna put that above the bronzer. This brush is from e.l.f. too. I've had both of them for years and they've held up really nicely. I'm gonna go in with highlighter. You guys ask me about my highlighter all the time on Instagram and YouTube, and most of the time I'm wearing this one. It's Stunner from Tarte. I think it's so pretty. It's very intense though, so I usually just use a very light hand with it. So I always put it on the tops of my cheekbones. And then before I do the other side with just whatever I have left on my brush, I kind of do it on like the tip of my nose, and then I run it down the bridge of my nose as well. I don't highlight my Cupid's bow or my eyebrows or anything, but I do love a very like subtle nose highlight. So that's pretty much it for my face makeup. Sometimes I'll use like my Urban setting spray or something, but I just don't really feel like it today. So I'm gonna move on to my eyebrows, and I have recently hopped on the Dip Brow train, and so far I'm very happy with this. I just ran out of my pencil one day and I had this, so I figured I'd try it. The only thing that really pisses me off, and this was my fault, but I left it open the one day, so it's like kind of dried out already and I haven't been using it for that long. And like I said, that's my fault, but I just hate how easy it is to do that and then ruin the whole product, whereas like with a pencil, obviously it doesn't matter if you forget to close it one day. Obviously my eyebrows are naturally very full, and I just got them waxed recently, so they don't need like too much help, but I like to kind of just fill in this center part. And then this eyebrow tail is more sparse than this one, so I kind of just like balance them out the best that I can. And then I always set my brows with any type of brow gel, just whatever one I have. I really like the NYX one. I really like the Anastasia one. I have the new Tarte one right now though, so I just use whatever I can get my hands on. And this is nice because my eyebrow hairs are very long, so it keeps them in place all day, but also it gets rid of any like ashy color or anything from my foundation. And then on a day-to-day basis, this is where I stop with my makeup. I don't usually use even like mascara or anything, but I like the look of like a full face and my eyebrows done, and then I'll just put on like chapstick or lip gloss. So this is sort of like my day-to-day makeup here. Okay, so I'm gonna get started with my eyeshadow, and I don't really know exactly what I want to do yet, but I know that I want it to be warm, you know, because of fall obviously. So I'm gonna start off with my 350 palette, and I'm gonna take this color right here. So I'm just gonna start off with this one as a transition shade because that at least gives me a starting point. And this is a Morphe M441 brush. And I'm just gonna start off with a little bit of it and then like gradually add more, because like I said, I'm just using this one sort of as a transition shade. I don't think I've done an eyeshadow for a video in so long. Honestly, even like for work or anything, I don't think I've worn eyeshadow in a really long time, so hopefully I didn't forget how to. I think that looks pretty good. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is go in with Raw Sienna from my Modern Renaissance palette. It's just a little bit darker. So I think for my lid shade, I'm going to use this like golden bronze color. It's the one that's just right above the transition shade that I used. I just think that that one would be really pretty. It's a little bit more bronze than gold. I'm going to actually just use my finger to apply that so that I don't get fallout or anything. So I'm just going to press it into my lid. So now I'm just going to go back in with the brush I was using earlier and make sure that there's not a harsh line between the lid color and my crease colors. So now I'm just going to go in with a brush that's a little bit smaller. This is one of the Real Techniques ones. It's the number 203. And I'm going to go in with a brown that's just a little bit darker. I think I'm going to take this one right here. And then I'm just going to touch up the lid color a little bit because the blending made it fade just a tiny bit. Okay, and then I'm just going to highlight my inner corner and my brow bone a little bit. And to do that, I think I'm going to take this second shade in the top row. It just has a little bit of shimmer, but it's not like glittery or anything. Okay, I think that the eyeshadow looks pretty good right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and add eyeliner. Okay, so I normally use the NYX matte liquid liner, but that one's down in my car right now. So I have the Sex Kitten eyeliner from Tarte. This one's a felt tip. I normally prefer an actual liquid, but I'm not going down to my car right now, so hopefully this turns out okay. And I have to get into like the weirdest position to do my eyeliner, so bear with me. Okay guys, so I had to take another quick break from filming because I ran out of space on my camera, so I went ahead and just went downstairs to get the eyeliner that I wanted to use anyways. So like I said, this is the NYX matte liquid liner. I did one wing with that felt tip one, and I just feel like it's not as intense as liquid liner is. So I'm gonna go over that and then do my other eye now. Okay, so I just finished my eyeliner. I think it looks pretty decent. I think it's about as good as it's gonna get. So I'm gonna finish it off with mascara, and you guys ask me about my mascara every single day. You ask me how I get my eyelashes so long, you ask me what mascara I use, what my secrets are, and the mascara that I've been using for the past like 2 months maybe is the Essence Lash Princess mascara. That's like $4, and it's so good. A lot of the girls that I work with are obsessed with it too. I don't think that it's like my favorite mascara in the whole world, but obviously for $4 and how much I do like it, I think it's a better option than some of like the high-end ones. So I feel like I explain this in every makeup video that I do because I get questions on it so frequently, but basically for my mascara, I start off by just blinking onto it, and I do the best that I can to get an even layer on all of my lashes and make sure that they're all coated. And I like blinking onto my wand rather than using my hand to run the mascara across my eyelashes because the pressure from blinking onto it like pushes the product into your lashes, and you're less likely to hit your eyelid from actually moving your hand. Okay, so once I get my eyelashes coated pretty evenly, I think the biggest thing that helps is coating the back of your eyelashes. So I just do a light layer on the back of your eyelashes, and that's what coats the tips of them and adds so much more length and kind of makes them look fake. So I highly recommend doing that, and then I just kind of play around with them a little bit more. If their eyelashes are like sticking out a weird way or I don't like the way that they look, I just kind of fidget with them until I'm happy. And then I always like to coat my lower lashes. I just kind of wiggle the brush onto them. Okay, and then I'm just going to finish off the look with a lip color, and I have no clue what I want to do. I don't know if I want to go like dark berry or if I want to do more like a rosy color. I'm debating between a Touch of Spice from Maybelline and then Broadest Berry from my Clinique Chubby Stick, but I'm going to go with this one because it's just a little bit darker, a little bit more fall. Okay guys, so that is the finished makeup look. I'm so happy with how it turned out, especially considering that I didn't even know what I was going to do when I sat down to film this look, but it's so weird seeing myself with a full face of makeup on because I rarely do this, but I'm just trying to get into the fall spirit, I guess. So I hope that you guys like this. If you had any questions about the products that I was using, or if you're looking for another recommendation for something, go ahead and let me know and I will try to get back to you. So thank you for watching this. Give it a thumbs up if you like this look, or if you want me to do more makeup looks, because I know I don't do them very frequently. So thank you guys again for watching this video, and I'll go ahead and talk to you in my next one. Bye!